Hi, I'm Laura.
And I'm Paul.
And this is The Truth About.
Confusion filled sea of doubt. It's time to hear the truth about. Confusion filled sea of doubt. It's time to hear the truth about
Us.
Right, okay, so first of all, I guess we should say that this is our very first podcast where we talk about the truth about anything, really, a range of topics. And this week, we thought that as it's our first one, that we should start by talking about us.
Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good place to start. Okay, let's take everyone back though. Let's take everyone back to where we first met. Where was it again?
It was in a bar or a pub. I'd say more of a pub.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, that's cool. Let's just set the scene then with some bar ambience.
It wasn't that busy, but
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so I was meant to be meeting a friend at said pub, and she left before I even got there after work. So I found a seat next to Paul, who was amongst a group of people that I had actually known from school and college and a few mutual friends. And I thought, well, might as well just have a drink. Sat myself down next to Paul, and that's where it began.
Which is really funny because obviously from my perspective, I was with a friend randomly. It's a pub I'd never ever been to, not that often. I think I used to play there, didn't I, or something like that.
Yeah.
As like it's a gig venue or something like that. But yeah, it was just really strange. And then he was like, "Oh God, this girl's coming in. Can you make sure you sit next to her and I don't? Because it would be awkward otherwise." So
Which worked out well for both of
well,
us
it
in
did.
the end.
but I guess the thing there was actually we didn't stop talking. Like it was like no one was really there, was it? We just kept talking at each other and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think I was the one who wouldn't shut up. I actually thought that you were very shy.
That was funny.
And I was so mistaken. And then a few days, actually no, it may have been the next day, I think you added me on Facebook, and I was like, who is this guy? I've never seen him. And then that's a lie, actually. I saw you the next day in the same pub.
Because I played there, didn't I?
Yeah, you just played there.
Yeah.
And it was the hangout to go to after I finished work at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And so I went there, saw you there again, and I was like, hi, nice to see you again. And then, yeah, I gave you a hug randomly. Thought you smelled really good. I think I hugged everyone. I still do.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But you were the one that smelled good. And I was like, okay. And then it was the day after that you added me on Facebook, and I was still a bit like, who is this person? And yeah, we just got chatting, didn't we?
Yeah, do you remember those days, like the MSN days? For all, probably no one remembers that. But,
yeah, the internet was so bad because I actually was still using credit on my phone. I didn't have contract or anything. So my only free communication was through using the internet. And so I was always having disconnecting from my mother's awful internet.
Yeah.
Trying to talk to you and do webcam conversations.
Not in that way.
No, definitely not. And then you invited me out on a date, which was kind of funny because I think I'd planned to go on a date with the guy who didn't want to sit next to me.
I think there was actually. Well, I mean, I didn't know any of this.
No,
but,
no. I think you only found out like last year.
Yeah.
But and I was just like, well, he let me down quite a few times, even though at that point we were meant to be just friends. And and then I was like, well, cool. I'm gonna see this Paul guy, see what he's like, and yeah, we. What film was it that I got from Blockbuster for us?
Oh, God. Rock and Roller. That was it.
Yeah.
Because that was the Guy Ritchie one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool, I've got this, and I didn't get any snacks, so we went to Tesco, and I had like £10 left on my bank account.
That was funny because at that time I was like paying for everyone.
Yeah.
Like at that, and it was the first time someone actually went, you know what, I'll get this, and I was like, well, I'm definitely not going to not going to turn that down.
Yeah, and I was like holding my breath as the food was going through the checkout, like, I'm not going to have enough money for this.
I mean, obviously, I was thinking, wow, this is a strong, independent, feministic woman. You know, like, this is good. Plus, she's from Reigate, so she's clearly got loads of money.
I was on the wrong end of Reigate for that.
Yeah, South
Not where the
Park.
nice houses are.
Yeah.
So, we watched the film with me talking and complain. Well, I complain a lot now, but I was complaining throughout the whole film. I was a bit of a moaner back then.
Yeah.
And
That's definitely changed.
Yeah, a lot.
Otherwise, I'm sleeping in the doghouse tonight.
No. So we watched the film and we had our first kiss.
Gross. Anyway, so what's happened since? That's really the thing, isn't it?
My braces got removed since.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think there's probably a little bit more exciting stuff than that.
Yeah, so not long into my relationship with Paul, only about a month, but Paul's mum asked me whether I had a passport because she was inviting me to go on holiday with them, which was
Probably quite weird.
It was weird for me, especially. But I said, yeah, I do. And a few months later, we went on our first holiday to Lanzarote, which was really, really nice. And that really sparked the travel bug in us, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess that was like the start of us thinking, well, actually, we enjoyed doing this. But do you remember early on, like you said, what'd you do for fun? I was like, I just drive to Paris.
And I thought, well, this is a guy's pretentious.
Not a lot's changed.
No, I just drive to Paris. Oh, okay, that's nice.
But I guess that's like my thing, isn't it? The whole kind of spontaneous, not really thinking, just doing.
And we regret it a lot later.
Hence why we kind of ended up with 2 German Shepherds one day. What else was there?
You had been planning our wedding.
Oh yeah, the secret surprise wedding that you didn't know about. Yeah, that was
No.
that's probably definitely another podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, well, let's just say most people tend to plan their wedding after getting engaged, whereas Paul, before I'd even said yes, had already booked, or at least pre-booked half of it, which was a lovely surprise because I am terrible when it comes to planning. I get really, really stressed. So I was very grateful for that. But yeah, it was a huge surprise. And then, so we got married in 2013. And in 2016, just before we moved into our house to be, Paul decided to bring home 2 German Shepherds. I'm going to let you do this one.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that's going to be a whole nother podcast within itself. But kind of to cut a long story short, I guess is I don't know. I was thinking, well, we're going to get a house. So what does society want from me? You know what I mean? Like what does society want? Well, you know, if we're married, we're getting a house. You probably need a dog.
Yeah, well, that's probably one of the things that was going through your mind. But yeah, as you say, that requires a whole new podcast in itself. But yeah, so Paul surprised me not with just 1 German Shepherd, but 2, whilst we were living with his parents still until we could move into our new house. So that was fun for everybody. But between, you know, our first holiday and getting married and, you know, settling down, we actually did travel for 9 months.
I mean, that was fun, wasn't it? Because that was like, I was reading, I guess not much has changed, but I do love all those self-help books and all that kind of stuff, and how you can better yourself and personal development and all that kind of stuff, and my various phases, which probably everyone can relate to every couple of days when I go in and out of these phases.
Yep.
I mean, this might be a phase, who knows?
Yep.
But yeah, that was a crazy thing. Do you remember that? I tell you what, I vividly remember it. We were walking along like some woodland or something. I said, "Okay, Laura, you got 200 grand today. You're getting 200 grand tomorrow. What would you do?" like, okay, we're going to retire tomorrow. What are you going to do? And do you remember what you said?
Didn't I say I'd moved to New York?
That was it. Yeah, you were like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, I've moved to New York. And I was like,
I don't think that amount of money would have cut it, but
no, not to buy for sure.
No.
But yeah, and then that kind of sparked that next thing, didn't it? Of just
Yeah,
like, okay,
our next
well,
dream.
I'm reading this book and it says you can work from anywhere. You got to create a business and blah blah blah. And then that was then
Yeah,
we did it though.
Yeah, and
that's the crazy thing.
And at the time, we were both in a position where, because I was working from home,
Yeah.
at the time, my manager was all for it. Unfortunately, I lost my job just before the travelling, but luckily I found another opportunity.
Yeah.
And you were teaching
Yeah,
guitar at the
I
time.
was teaching guitar via Skype, wasn't I? And doing all that.
And yeah, we were just living on what we made as we went. We did have some help with air miles and things like that from your parents, which was very kind of them. I think they just wanted us out of the house.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the vibe. Yeah, for sure.
Just go away for 9 months. We don't want you here.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had an amazing 9 months. Do you remember all the countries and cities we went to?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, obviously we went to, what was the first stop? So the first one was the month in New York.
Yeah, we
that
had
was
a month
crazy.
in New York.
And then we did Lisbon.
Yeah.
We did Cannes. We did
Barcelona.
We did Dubrovnik. That was
Rome.
great. I love that. We did Rome. Yeah. Oh, what was after that though?
We did LA.
Oh man, the dream. We did Vegas. We did LA. We drove down Route 66.
Yeah.
That was
We
cool.
got a Ford Mustang convertible and drove down
Highway 1, wasn't it? Yeah, that
to
was
San
it.
Francisco.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then we got a overnight train
Amtrak, that was it.
to Seattle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then drove from Seattle
To
across
Vancouver.
across the border to Vancouver, and we
Yeah.
got to the apartment about 3 a.m.
Oh my god.
and we were just so tired. We just fell into bed, and then we were like, "Where are we?" And we've been through so many different cities and places now. And yeah, and then we did. What did we do after that?
we did the long drive, didn't we? We drove.
Oh, it was Calgary.
Yeah, we
wasn't
drove
it?
to Calgary, and we obviously went all around Banff and all that kind of stuff.
Saw the Northern Lights.
And then we flew to Toronto.
Yeah.
And then obviously we did Niagara for my birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. Niagara Falls for your
That was
birthday.
cool.
It was such a weird place, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, at
There
that
was-
time, because
yeah.
because it was clearly off season, wasn't it?
And
So
there
it
was
just-
no one there.
Yeah,
But
it
it was gorgeous weather. We were really, really lucky because we got soaked by the falls, but we were able to dry off really, really quickly. So it was a really nice day. And I think if you're in Toronto or even New York, Niagara Falls is definitely
Oh yeah,
a must.
Yeah, I want to go back as well.
Yeah,
like it's
that
just
would be
so
really, really
mesmerising,
nice.
isn't it? Just-
Where else did we do after that? Was
And
it
then-
Montreal after?
yeah, that was it. We went to Montreal and then we flew back. We were meant to do Paris, but unfortunately that just didn't happen. Did
Yeah, we were meant to do a month in Paris, but work commitments and
Well,
finances, and there was.
we spent all that money on that place which didn't even have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was the thing. Because of work, we were unable to actually be able to work because the place didn't have Wi-Fi.
Which is so funny to think about that, isn't it?
Yeah, we were just like, oh my goodness. And so, and at the time we were looking for a house, and all these things just sort of came up, and we were just like, you know what, let's just cancel the trip, get some of our money back, and go back to Paris another time. So yeah, we did that, and then in the
Amsterdam.
December, we
Yeah.
went to Amsterdam.
That
and
was one of the best Christmases so far.
it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. So we spent a month in Amsterdam before we flew to Iceland for was it a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a group holiday with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And we did. By that point, I was probably exhausted from everything.
Well, that's and that's the kind of funny thing, isn't it? I think with most of these things where like I go through my self-help phases and you're like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever read. This person's an expert on this thing. And then actually by the time you do enough of it, you kind of get a bit sick of it.
Yeah, I think by that point I was like, cool, it's been almost a year. Well, it'd been about 9 months by this point, and I was just like, I kind of am starting to feel a bit homesick.
Yeah.
I want to get house hunting now and, settle, as it were.
Yeah.
But we had a really great time, and you'd think that was only like 9 months during 2015.
Totally.
And since then, we've been nowhere. No, I'm joking. We've had a few trips.
Yeah.
Now we've got our daughter,
Yeah,
who was born in 2018.
Yeah.
God, that doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
We're trying to do trips with her, which will be fun for her, but also fun for us. And now she's getting older, it's a bit easier. So yeah, we've got so much to look forward to as well. Doing all over again, just with a tiny person.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not the German Shepherds again.
Maybe not the German Shepherds again.
We can get married again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still looking for the right person, but
Oh, well, when we get to Vegas, I'm sure we'll both find somebody and we can have a joint wedding.
I'll tell you what, Laura, let's take a little break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so where was we? Where did we leave off then?
Talking about getting remarried now.
Yeah, that was true, actually.
Well, I think that the good thing about us as a couple
Is we talk a lot.
we do talk a lot, and that's never been a problem
No.
with us, and that's one of the
There's
reasons
never any
why.
awkward silences.
Definitely not. There's a lot of one of us stopping because one of us is trying to get in on the conversation.
We talk over each other a lot.
Yeah, we do. And you'll find that a lot in this podcast,
Yeah.
although I'm worried that Paul will just try and edit that out. It will just be Paul talking.
Yeah, there's no Laura talking.
Not at all. But yeah, I think I've done pretty well in talking. I've got quite a lot said.
Yeah, no, definitely, and really, like, I think the main thing is this is fun and enjoyment for us. We talk a lot anyway. It's nice just to have a recollection of our conversations,
Yeah.
obviously about various things or whatever. And it's going to be nice, obviously, for the future for Ava. I think that's the other
And
thing
for
as
us
well.
when we're old and don't remember who the
Yeah.
other person is,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
like...
yeah. And that's the thing. For a long time, I've been like, I just want to have something, whether it's a YouTube channel or have something. So I think this podcast is a great thing
Because you did try and start YouTube.
yeah, like from a guitar music perspective and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't really want to get involved in that. Obviously, I love creating music and all that kind of stuff still. And I had a whole life in the music industry and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, I don't really want to, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? But I don't really want to be putting myself out there for that anymore. So this is the fun thing with this podcast of,
Yeah.
we can research stuff and we just have fun conversations about things that we want to learn about, new things or whatever. Obviously we're going to be doing this weekly, aren't we?
Yeah.
So there'll be a new episode each week. We decide what day. Let's say every Thursday.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So yeah.
Yeah, but you're still doing your music stuff.
Oh yeah, totally.
You spend any time.
As you heard in the theme song.
Album coming out 2021. But yeah, we both have our own vices, don't we? So
Yeah.
I enjoy
Photography and travel.
that's I say private joke, it isn't really, but whenever anyone has asked what's Laura interested in, Paul just says those two things: photography and travel.
Yeah.
Which isn't wrong. I do enjoy both.
It just kind of sounds like every single Tinder profile.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, I do enjoy blogging, which
Yeah.
is something that you got me into as well, and it's a
And
good.
Marilyn Monroe, which I got you into.
Yes, as well.
And I
yeah.
mean that kind of escalated because really the whole traveling around the world and all that kind of stuff was really as an excuse to see all of our friends in the Marilyn Monroe fan base, wasn't it?
Because obviously it sounds like kind of fanatic. I guess that's where the term fan comes from.
It is.
But you start talking to people and you've got that one common interest, and then
Totally.
it builds up to an actual friendship.
Like photography and travel.
For goodness sake. And so we've got this friendship with people, and you find that you've actually got a lot more in common
Oh,
than
totally.
just that one thing.
Yeah.
And no one needs an excuse to go to LA or to Canada and be
No.
like, cool, Marilyn Monroe spots, that's why I'm here. But it's not necessarily the reason why. It's
Yeah.
because of the people, and then you build we've still got friends that live in all of these places across the world. We've got a friend in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
As well, and we went round his house for dinner.
Yeah.
He came and visited us when we were there for a month, and he, we went and where did we go? Mexican restaurant, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think we went to a Mexican restaurant in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's met Ava. And at some point we'll take Ava across to the States, and
that is the power of the internet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's been nuts, hasn't it, really? Like, you think, like, yeah, it's just changed everything, hasn't it? I mean, even us, obviously, we listen to podcasts ourselves, so that's a big factor as well, isn't it? Of
Yeah.
Like, this is a cool thing,
it's a way to express yourself and to get creative as well. I know
if people listen, that's cool.
Exactly.
If they don't, it doesn't really matter. But it's out there, isn't it? That's the thing. It's out there.
And just thinking about creative outlets, it doesn't always have to be something that is music or art. It could just be a way of self-expression.
Yeah.
And
These are powerful times.
I was going to say, you're pretty good at that.
Maybe that just was an example of it.
But I think that maybe we should go into a little bit more detail about us as people. So we've got us as a couple, a little bit about us.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what do you like about me, Laura?
What? Oh, God, it's all about you, isn't it?
I'm a lead singer. It's all about me.
For goodness sake. So you're going to hear a lot of those. So, yeah, what I like about Paul.
Anyway, what I like about myself.
What I like about Paul. I actually get him to do these every so often.
Yeah.
I say 3 things you like about me. Most of them are physical, but
I'm not sure what you mean.
no, not at all. Not right now, anyway. But with things I like about you, I'm stalling now. No, I think you've got a great sense of humour. You and I have this wicked sense of humour, and I mean that not as in wicked cool. I mean we probably laugh at really inappropriate things, or I don't know. We're on the same level when it comes to watching comedies.
Yeah.
For example, I love that you're always willing to learn. There's always something that you're striving to continue learning about, and
it doesn't make it boring, does it? There's
no,
always something.
but
I'm always doing something.
sometimes he gets, although I love it, sometimes it gets a bit expensive.
Quite often, yeah.
Laura, I found this new hobby. I really love space now. I've decided that I'm going to
I'm building
build
a ship.
rocket.
Yeah, I'm building a ship. That one hasn't happened yet, but I'm thinking about it now that you said it.
That's the kind of thing. I mean, you should see this room. He got this one idea, and now we've got about 500
Pillows.
cushions all over the place because he got this obsession about
My meditation centre.
Yes, okay. That went on to something that sounded like it's a bad thing, but it's not. I do love your continuous, how your mind is continuously working.
Overworking.
Yeah, and sometimes I can't keep up, but yeah, things never get boring. The third thing, I love how there's just no BS. You're very honest and very straight to the point. If you don't want to say something, you just won't say it. You won't lie about it. You just won't say it. You rather just be like, I'm not gonna get involved.
I guess, well, obviously going on to my bit for you really, but it's like that was quite a good like follow on kind of bit really of like that's what I thought about you as well. From the thing of like you from the get go, you just said whatever you were thinking. You were pretty honest about everything.
Yeah.
Whether someone wants to like that or not is
not my business.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And that was perfect because from me again, from my background. But like, you know, everyone just wants to people please,
Yeah.
especially in the music stuff and all that. You know, you kind of get to
We're
that
both
kind of,
miserable and antisocial together.
totally like reclusive. Don't talk to anyone apart from on a podcast. No, but
No, we're not like that.
no, but it is that, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing, that the comedy, you know, probably there is a certain element of realism as well,
Yeah.
you know, which is good, yeah. But no, I think that's good. I think hopefully this gives the people an idea of like the kind of what we're into, that kind of stuff.
So what
they
else
can...
do you like about me?
Oh no, we need to move on now.
No, it's all right. I already know. And we don't need to be that honest or truthful on the podcast.
But yeah, so yeah, I think that gives the people a good little indication of what they can expect. There's
Yeah.
a lot more stories to come of our crazy things, a lot. And the other thing I'm really looking forward to as well is just like the truth about, and then, you know, it's just some different public figures, some different, you know, some different things that we can research naively from the internet, because everything you read on the internet is true. And
some things are going to be more serious than others.
Oh,
some are just
totally,
going to
yeah.
be about our lives, some are
Yeah.
going to be about our experiences, but others will be something completely that we've had to go away and actually think about, and go, right, what is our perception on things? And a lot of it is just going to be the truth regarding our opinions, like our
of
truthful,
course.
honest opinions.
yeah.
So if we say,
But hopefully different opinions from the internet, you
Yeah.
know, from different sources as well.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, isn't it?
but yeah, if I say, you know, don't get a German Shepherd, it's a really bad idea, then that's not necessarily the case, because
You don't think that anyway.
I don't.
That
I
was the
love-
best and worst decision I ever made.
They're my
maybe
babies.
maybe 2 in one go probably isn't the best
it was
advice.
a bit daunting, but
It's a steep learning curve, as they say.
The fact that we need a whole episode to discuss that
God.
is a story in itself. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'll keep joking about the German Shepherds, but it's just because it was just such a spontaneous decision on Paul's part. Although I did have a part to play in it, but we're
Not a very big one.
not a very big one. I was just like, oh, that's a cute dog.
Yeah.
Whose
Yeah.
is that?
yeah. Oh, by the way, it's yours, and so is this one.
But
Oh, we can't give them back.
right, so that I think is a good place to start and stop. So give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at TruthsPod. Visit truthabout.co.uk.
Be sure to subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Confusion filled sea of doubt. It's time to hear the truth about confusion filled sea of doubt. It's time to hear the truth